Okay, so in this one I'm going to show you the if statement. So I'm going to create a bunch of numbers here. So I'm going to use a different function, random. So rand. So if you just do rand, it gives you a random number between 0 and 1. Actually, I might actually just use rand between that we used before. Rand between 0 and 10. Okay, so we've got some numbers here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do the if statement. So first off, we're doing a function, so we do equals, and then capital letters if. So you can see that there's a few functions. If you want to look at all the functions, you can cycle it through like this, and you can kind of guess what they are. Like a sign is like the inverse sign kind of thing, but yeah. Okay, if bracket. So first of all, it says logical test in the first one, and then comma, and then value if true, comma, value if false. So what that means is condition. That's the first condition. So I'm going to do if this number is greater than 5, and then I'm going to make this cell equal, if this value is true, then say the number to the left is greater than 5. And then if it's false, I'm just going to write it's not. And you have to do the double quotation marks, not the single ones, because that won't work like that. So you do that, close up the brackets, hit enter. So this number is not greater than 5, that kind of thing. And so I'm going to drag it down for all of them. So this number is greater than 5, number is, it is, that kind of thing. So if we test it out by flicking it around, so it's not greater than 5 there. You can do the same sort of thing like, so I'm going to do it up here. Greater than or equal to, I'm pretty sure it's fine. And so when we get 5, it should be equal to, and so it should say this number is greater than 5. So we don't have 5 there. Yeah, so you can use a greater than or equal to thing here. What's also fun is that you can also do, so in here, so if the value is true, so it's greater than or equal to 5, then we can do another if, so if, and so I'm going to do if this value is less than or equal to 7, and then I'm going to say in between, and then just greater than 5. So this, you got to kind of break it down. It can get a bit complicated. So I'll write out the code and then explain it. Okay, so what this means is, oh, I just deleted it. So if it's true, then this is basically putting an if statement inside another if statement. So if the I5 is greater than or equal to 5, then do this. So I'm going to write another if statement. So if I5 is less than or equal to 7, then do... Sorry, it's a bit fiddly. 25 and 7. Okay. So if it's greater than or equal to 5, do this whole if statement. If it's not, then ignore this whole if statement and just print, and then just assign the cell value it's not. So if we go into the case that it is greater than or equal to 5, and then we go into another if statement, so it takes into account this if statement now, and it goes to if this number is less than or equal to 7, So it must be greater than or equal to 5, and then less than or equal to 7 to print out this value. Okay? If it's just greater than or equal to 5, it will go into this, and then this won't be true, so it will go into this. So it's a little bit hard to explain, but I'll show you by dragging it down to all of them. So now if it's in between 5 and 7, it's going to say in between 5 and 7. If it's not in between 5 and 7 but greater than 5, it's going to print out this. And then if it's below 5, then it's going to do this. So that's basically what we've done. You really want to practice with these if statements, because in the MATLAB section they make it much easier, because we do if statements and stuff like that in that. In future ones, actually I may as well do one here. So there's another thing that you can do is conditional formatting. So if I drag down all of this and then do conditional formatting and highlight cell rules, so if it's greater than, and then so it comes up with this thing, new formatting rule, I'll pull it over here. If cell value is greater than 4, and then we can change the format, so this is like an example of what it's going to be. So I'll click enter. So if the cell is greater than 4, then it's going to be green and green writing. So as you can see here, greater than 4 means that it's green. And so that's conditional formatting. It's just under the home section in your tabs, and then conditional formatting there. So that's quite a useful trick to do. I'll do another example with like school grades and stuff like that after.